back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. My next guest is a newbie. I got with me Allison McElroy. She's the owner of Mountain Medicare. Welcome to the show. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you want to talk about today.
Hi, Carol. Thank you for having me. I've been in the insurance industry for over 20 years. I specifically focus in on Medicare. I help seniors get enrolled in Medicare, but also look at the different plans out there based upon what their healthcare needs are, what they're looking to spend, also evaluate prescription drugs and networks for their doctors, and making sure they have the entire package.
Well, your season is coming up around the corner, yeah?
Yes.
Now, what can you do during the Medicare annual open enrollment period? What can you do for people?
So during open enrollment, which is October 15th through December 7th, people that are already on Medicare can make changes to their Medicare Advantage programs or prescription drug plans. If you're, let's say, on an original Medicare with a supplement, you can also enroll into a Medicare Advantage program at that time if you choose. But again, it's about sitting down, evaluating what your needs are, what you currently have, how it's worked for you, and if changing a program makes sense.
Well, I'm going to just kind of go away from your questions for a minute, okay? Because it'll help you out, okay? First of all, I want to talk about the fact that how do you work with people when you do? First of all, I know that it's a free service to the families that are turning 65 and older, right?
Correct.
But when you work with them, do you do this in person? Do you do it Zoom? How do you work with people?
So with technology and after COVID, the whole business model changed. So I do everything over the phone and email. If a potential client or existing client wants to do Zoom or even FaceTime, whatever is easier for them, if it's on a tablet or over the phone, we can set that up as well.
And you are statewide, but you're also licensed in Iowa, Tennessee, Minnesota, and Montana.
That's correct. So
Okay.
I have a lot of clients that are snowbirds and sometimes have their residence in those particular states, and to be able to write those programs or plans, I have to be licensed there.
Right. Now, again, this is a free service. I'm going to say this to people out there. You know, when a lot of people, they call these 800 numbers, right? Because this is what they see, they get it in the mail, and of course, they do think that Joe Namath is calling them back or what have you, and it doesn't work like that. Calling somebody local is very important.
It does, and if you don't talk to me, talk to somebody through a friend that is a recommendation or referral. The 800 numbers, you're talking to somebody that is in a call center. So they may know the marketplace, they may not. So if you're talking to somebody across the country, do they know the specific Medicare Advantage networks here in Arizona? Can they talk, freely about the doctors, the hospitals, and be able to make recommendations, if possible, with the networks based upon the doctors that you currently have.
And usually they work for one company, right?
Sometimes they do. They're captive agents, or they may work for a call center where they will represent different plans, but they may not represent all the plans within the marketplace.
And you do?
For the most part, yes.
For the most part,
yes.
Okay.
I would say I represent 95% of them. There's a few that I don't, and that's typically because they're new to the marketplace here in Arizona. And I usually wait until they kind of get a little bit more experience in the marketplace before I contract with them.
Right,
but
because
I have all
you
the
like
major
the
carriers.
the best ones. And what it is for everybody listening out there, you got to sit down and talk to them and find out what's best for you. Right?
Absolutely. It's completely based upon individual needs.
Exactly.
So a husband might be different than a wife, and vice versa, or you might be different than your neighbor. Everybody likes to always talk about what they have, and it might not be what's best for you. So finding that out is...
It's very important. Again, that number to call for her is 602-430-8647. Her website is mountainmedicare.com. This is a free service to you. She works statewide. She's also licensed in Iowa, Tennessee, Minnesota, and Montana. So what should someone consider during Medicare annual enrollment?
So again, looking at what your healthcare needs are at the time, evaluating what your plan was at, for let's say 2025, and then looking at the changes for 2026. Does it make sense to stay where you're at based upon the doctors that you have and the care that you've been given, and really what's going on with you? In the event that maybe networks change or copays increase, it's always best to reevaluate. Is there another plan out there that would have all of your doctors maybe be able to save you money on copays and out-of-pocket maximums, as well as prescriptions?
Now, what is the difference with different parts of Medicare? I know they got a lot of alphabets.
They do. So original Medicare consists of Medicare Part A, which is your hospital insurance, Medicare Part B, which is your medical portion of it, and then you have Medicare Part C, which is the Medicare Advantage, and that is a little different animal than original Medicare. And then you have Part D, which is the prescription drug plans. Some make up one program, some make up another. Medicare supplements have a whole another range of the alphabet. So you will hear things like Plan G or Plan F, Plan N. Those are going to be the Medicare supplements that complement original Medicare.
And the best thing is to have that consultation with her so that you can find out what is the right plan for you. We're looking at a new year. And there's going to be a lot of different things that come up with this new year. And I know that you don't know it all, so right now with what's going to happen, because I'm sure you guys learn quite a bit as it gets closer to October. But if you, in any way, in my opinion, if you have had, and with a senior, your medications change all the time. If your medications change, you better get a consultation with her. So find out, because it could be way different.
Well, formularies change every single year with the plans too. So
Okay.
reevaluating if you have a Medicare Advantage program, if medications have changed under that, or if you have an individual prescription drug plan. Again, the formularies change, the deductibles change, the copays change, and it may be advantageous to make a change if it makes sense, or have to stay where you're at. The rules are a lot different from what they were last year. And again, we don't have any of the, as brokers and agents, we don't have any of the plan information until after October 1st. So
Who knows right now? It's up in the air.
right, but again, you can't make any changes for the 2026 calendar year until October 15th, and then open enrollment will end December 7th.
Is it a good idea, though, for them to contact you and talk to you and kind of get ready and see, where they're at? So they're not, because everybody's going to be calling when it's your season.
Absolutely. So I'll set up short phone calls, 10, 15 minutes, get to know each other a little bit, and then just do a quick needs analysis, in which we will dive into more as the time comes, during open enrollment. But that way we can, I can add you to the list, and then we can set up times after October 15th.
Her phone number to call is 602-430-8647. Her website is mountainmedicare.com. She's statewide, but she also is licensed in Iowa, Tennessee, Minnesota, and Montana. Again, a free service to you. It certainly makes sense. Do not talk to your next door neighbor. Do not, even your wife. Yes, you should talk to your wife or your. Just be careful, because what they think is great for them may not be right for you. Somebody's turning 65, right?
Correct.
Can you help them?
Absolutely. So it's all about education, because by this time their mailbox, or your mailbox, is probably full of a lot of propaganda and stuff from either carriers or marketing agencies that say, call us back or send this in and we'll set up a consultation kind of thing. So my approach is that we do a phone call or a Zoom. I answer I ask you a bunch of questions, where you're at, what you're looking for. There's a lot of different nuances that can come into play, and that's what we have to evaluate first to really decide, does it make sense for you to go onto Medicare? Maybe you're on an employer plan under a spouse or under yours. Then you don't necessarily have to go on Medicare at that time. You can actually prolong it. So again, there's lots of different rules. We've got to figure out what's going to be the best fit.
What's right for you. Now, the other thing that I want to say too is that when you're turning 65, what would be the best time to call you then for that?
Typically, I do a quick consultation about 4 months out, but we can't do anything until until you're 3 months prior to your birthday, and then you have the month of your birthday and 3 months afterward to actually make an election.
Well, there's somebody turning 65 almost every day. So if you are, and you need to have somebody that is knowledgeable, that is the main thing. Don't try and do it on your own. I'm sure a lot of people try and go to Dr. Google and try and do a lot of these things on their own. Don't do that. Have somebody who is educated, and she's been doing this for a long time. She can help you, and with Medicare season right around the corner, let's get on the ball with that. Make sure that you have somebody that can talk to you. She'll do it over the phone. You say a lot of times either over the phone or Zoom or whatever's easiest for you, and get that information that was going to give you the knowledge and the power of making the right decision. Again, that number is 602-430-8647. Check her out on her website. It's mountainmedicare.com. She's statewide, but also licensed in Iowa, Tennessee, Minnesota, and Montana. It's a free service to you. It just makes sense to give her a call.